Ladies and gentlemen, all right, listen up. Have you ever been confused by a man who acts like he doesn't want you, but deep down, you just know he does? Maybe he pushes you away, ignores your messages, or even seems to reject you. But something inside tells you he's still interested. Well, here's the truth that most people don't talk about. If he really wants you, he will reject you. That sounds crazy, right? But stick with me, because this is the kind of truth that will change how you see relationships forever. By the end of this, you'll understand why rejection isn't always what it seems, how to spot when he's actually testing you, and what you can do to make sure you never get played or hurt again. So don't click away. This is the message that will save your heart and help you win the love you deserve. Let me break this down for you real clear, because understanding this one truth can change everything about how you handle relationships. You see, sometimes when a man truly wants you, he doesn't come at you with open arms and sweet words right away. Instead, he pushes you away. He rejects you. It's confusing, right? You might be asking yourself, why would someone who cares act like they don't? But the reality is, this kind of behavior is one of the oldest ways men show interest without actually saying it out loud. It's like a test, a challenge. When a man really wants you, he might push you away to see if you'll stick around. He's watching to find out if you're strong enough, confident enough, and patient enough to handle what's coming. This isn't about being cruel, it's about him protecting himself too. Men often have walls built up from past hurt, fears of rejection, or uncertainty about their own feelings. By rejecting you at first, he's creating a safe distance so he can figure out his own heart without rushing in too fast. And while that may feel like a slap in the face, it's actually his way of testing the waters. Think about it like this: when you truly want something valuable, you don't just grab it the moment it shows up. You test it, you push it, you make sure it's real and worth your time. That's what he's doing. By acting like he doesn't want you, he's seeing if you're going to fold or if you're going to stand your ground. This rejection becomes a kind of filter. Only the people who really care and have confidence will stay through the pushback. Now, I'm not saying every time a man rejects you, it means he secretly wants you. No. Sometimes rejection is just plain rejection, and you need to respect that. But when the rejection comes with mixed signals, when he still checks in on you, laughs at your jokes, or seems jealous when others pay attention to you, that's when you know something deeper is going on. It's his way of saying, I want you, but I'm scared, I'm unsure, and I want to see if you want me enough to fight through this. This behavior can be frustrating because it feels like a game, but it's actually a form of emotional protection for him. He's protecting himself from getting hurt, and by pushing you away, he's trying to keep control over his feelings. It's his way of making sure he doesn't fall too fast or get too vulnerable. And believe it or not, this is something many men do, even if they don't realize it themselves. For you, understanding this means you don't have to take rejection so personally. When he rejects you but then comes back or shows little signs of care, you don't need to break down or chase him desperately. You can recognize that this is his way of showing he wants you, but isn't ready to fully admit it yet. Instead of feeling hurt, you can feel powerful, knowing you're passing a test, that you're standing strong, and that you're not about to run away just because someone throws a little cold shoulder your way. The key here is to stay confident and true to yourself. Don't beg or try to change him. Instead, respect yourself enough to hold your ground and wait for him to come to you when he's ready. When a man wants you, this push and pull dance will eventually come to an end, and he will make a move. But until then, remember this truth. His rejection is not the end. It's the start of a deeper test of your connection. And if you handle it with patience, respect, and strength. You're setting the stage for something real and meaningful. So next time you feel like he's rejecting you, stop and think, is this the kind of rejection that means he's scared to lose you? Or is it just a clear sign to walk away? Knowing the difference is power. And once you have that power, nobody can make you feel small or confused anymore. Because now, you know, when a man really wants you, he might just reject you first. But that rejection is really just the first step to improving how much he truly cares. Now, let's get into this second point because it's something that trips up a lot of people. And that's understanding why a man's rejection can sometimes way of showing respect for your boundaries. It might sound strange, but when a man rejects you, it doesn't always mean he doesn't want you. Sometimes it means he respects you enough to step back and give you space, especially when he senses that you need it or deserve it. Think about respect for a moment. Respect is not just about saying yes all the time or agreeing with everything someone wants. Real respect is about honoring another person's feelings, their pace, and their boundaries. And if he truly cares about you, sometimes rejecting you is his way of saying, I see you, I hear you, and I won't push you before you're ready. It's a sign that he values who you are enough not to rush you or force you into something that feels uncomfortable. When a man rejects you in this way, he might be trying to protect your heart as much as his own. Maybe he senses that rushing in would hurt you or push you away. Maybe he's aware of your need for time, or maybe he's just not in a place where he can give you his full attention right now. Instead of ignoring those feelings and bulldozing through, he chooses to respect the situation by pulling back. That kind of rejection is actually a form of kindness disguised in a tough moment. It's important to remember that respect in a relationship or any connection does not always come wrapped in nice, easy words. Sometimes it's quiet and tough. It's seen in the way someone holds back when they know pushing too hard will cause damage. When a man rejects you with respect, he's acknowledging your worth and your needs, even if it means taking a step back from what he wants in the moment. This kind of behavior can be hard to recognize because it doesn't fit the usual idea of love or attraction. We tend to think that if someone really wants you, they'll chase you down, fight for you, and never give up. But sometimes the strongest love comes wrapped in patience and space. When he steps back and respects your boundaries, he's showing emotional maturity. He's proving that he's not just interested in what he can get from you, but truly cares about your well-being. Now, this doesn't mean you should accept all rejections without question. You still need to watch how consistent his actions are and how he treats you overall. Respect isn't about making excuses for someone who is simply unwilling to commit or care. It's about recognizing when someone is honoring your pace and your feelings, even if it's through the hard act of rejection. So how do you know when rejection is respect? Look at how he behaves afterward. Does he check in on you? Does he listen when you speak? Does he show patience instead of frustration? These are signs that he's respecting you, not just shutting you out. He's creating space because he values you and wants things to be right, not rushed or forced. When you understand this, it changes how you see rejection. Instead of feeling hurt or confused, you can appreciate the respect behind it. You can hold your head high knowing that this kind of rejection isn't a dismissal. It's a form of care. It's a man's way of saying, I want to be right for you, not just with you. And that is powerful. Respectful rejection also teaches you something valuable about your own worth. It reminds you that you don't have to settle for someone who doesn't honor your boundaries. You deserve someone who understands when to step back and when to step forward. Someone who sees your value enough to wait until the timing is right. In the end, this kind of rejection is not about losing. It's about building a foundation of respect that can lead to something stronger. It's about both people knowing their worth and honoring the space between them. So when a man rejects you with respect, don't see it as a door closing. See it as a doorway opening, a chance for both of you to grow, to understand each other better, and to build something real and lasting. Respectful rejection might be quiet, but it speaks volumes. It tells you that he's serious, that he cares, and that he's willing to wait because you are worth waiting for. And that, my friend, is a sign of something worth holding on to. When a man really wants you, his rejection isn't just a random act. It's a way of seeing if you're willing to fight for what you want. This kind of rejection is a challenge, a test to see if you have the strength, patience, and determination to keep going even when things get tough. It's like he's saying, are you really serious? Are you willing to stand your ground, or will you just walk away at the first sign of trouble? Understanding this can change the way you look at rejection and help you realize that sometimes it's not about pushing you away, it's about drawing you in deeper. You have to remember that relationships aren't always smooth sailing. There will be moments when you feel uncertain, when communication gets tough, or when one person pulls back because they're trying to figure out their own feelings. When a man you care about rejects you in these moments, it can feel painful and confusing. But instead of seeing it as a full stop, think of it as a question being asked. How badly do you want this? If you're willing to answer that question with courage and commitment, you're showing a level of seriousness that goes beyond just liking someone casually. This kind of rejection is often a way for a man to protect himself. Maybe he's afraid of getting hurt, or maybe he's unsure if the relationship is ready to move forward. So he pulls back, creates some distance, and watches to see how you react. If you respond by retreating or giving up, he might think you're not fully invested. But if you hold your ground, if you keep showing your value and your interest without being desperate or needy, you send a powerful message. You're not easily shaken, and you're worth the effort. Now, this doesn't mean you have to accept every now or every moment of distance as a test. It's important to know when rejection is just a red flag versus when it's a sign that the relationship is going through a necessary challenge. But when it's the latter, your willingness to stay present and engage shows emotional strength. It shows that you're someone who doesn't quit when things get tough, that you're ready to build something real, even if it takes time and patience. Another important part of this is communication. If a man is rejecting you in order to test you, it's not about playing games. It's about setting a pace that he's comfortable with. Sometimes men aren't as expressive as women want them to be, so their way of showing interest can be more subtle, including moments of pulling away. If you can understand this and keep your own feelings steady without overreacting, you're giving the relationship space to grow naturally. This kind of rejection can also help you learn a lot about yourself. It forces you to ask, how much do I really want this? Am I willing to put in the work, be patient, and show up consistently? If your answer is yes, then you're already on the path to building a stronger connection. It separates the people who are just interested from those who are committed. That kind of clarity is gold in any relationship. On the flip side, if a man rejects you and you find yourself giving up immediately or feeling hurt in a way that makes you lose your sense of self, it's a sign to step back and reevaluate. You want to be with someone who respects your boundaries and values your presence, even when things get complicated. The key is balance. Don't settle for rejection that tears you down, but don't run away from challenges that help you grow. In essence, when a man tests you with rejection, he's trying to see your resilience. He's looking for a partner who doesn't just show up when it's easy, but who stays committed when it's hard. He wants to know that you have confidence in yourself and in the relationship enough to handle the ups and downs with grace. That's what builds trust and for lasting love. So next time you face rejection from someone you care about, don't immediately assume it's the end or that he doesn't want you. Instead, consider that it might be his way of asking you to prove how much you want this, to show that you're not afraid to hold your ground. Communicate clearly and keep moving forward. When you respond this way, you don't just survive the test. You pass it with flying colors, setting the stage for a deeper, more meaningful connection. When a man truly wants you, he often expects you to stand firm and hold your own, even in the face of his rejection. This doesn't mean you have to become stubborn or close yourself off emotionally. Instead, it means you must be strong, confident, and secure enough in yourself to not crumble when things get tough. Many people misunderstand rejection as a sign to give up. But in reality, it can be the moment where your strength shines brightest. If you back down immediately, you send the message that your feelings are fragile or conditional, and that makes it easy for him to pull away again. But if you stay grounded, calm, and sure of your worth, you create a powerful presence that commands respect and keeps him interested. Holding your ground when faced with rejection shows emotional maturity. It means you recognize your value and don't let someone's momentary distance shake your confidence. When a man sees that you don't panic or plead when he pulls back, it creates a different dynamic. Instead of chasing him, you're inviting him to chase you, but on terms that feel right and healthy for both of you. This balance is essential because no relationship grows well if one person is constantly bending or begging for attention while the other plays the role of the elusive prize. Being strong during rejection also means you take care of yourself emotionally and mentally. You don't allow his rejection to dictate your mood, your self-esteem, or your sense of happiness. You keep living your life fully, pursuing your passions, spending time with loved ones, and focusing on your own growth. This shows that you have a life outside of the relationship, which ironically makes you more attractive. Men are drawn to women who are whole, independent, and self-assured. They want a partner who adds value to their life, not someone who becomes lost or desperate at the first sign of difficulty. It's also important to understand that holding your ground isn't about playing games or being cold. It's about setting healthy boundaries and communicating clearly what you expect and deserve. When he rejects or pulls away, you don't respond with anger or jealousy. Instead, you calmly express your feelings and stand by your standards. You say things like, "I respect your space, but I also deserve honesty and respect." This kind of response shows that you value yourself enough not to settle for less than you deserve, and that you expect the relationship to be built on mutual care and transparency. This strength forces him to reconsider his actions. If he sees that his rejection doesn't push you away, but instead makes you stand taller, he's faced with a choice. He can either step up and meet you with the respect and commitment you deserve, or he can walk away and lose someone who knows her worth. This kind of dynamic makes men realize that their attempts to control or test the relationship won't work with you. Instead, you become a partner who expects honesty, consistency, and genuine effort, which can inspire better behavior and deeper connection. Another important factor is patience. Holding your ground during rejection means you understand that relationships have seasons. Some are easy, some are hard. You don't expect everything to be perfect all the time, but you do expect respect and genuine communication. When a man tests you with rejection, you don't react impulsively. You give the relationship time and space to breathe while keeping your boundaries intact. You show patience not by waiting endlessly in pain, but by waiting with dignity and self-respect. Finally, standing firm during rejection helps you grow as a person. It teaches you resilience, emotional intelligence, and self-awareness. These qualities not only improve your current relationship, but prepare you for healthier, stronger connections in the future. You learn how to protect your heart without building walls, how to love without losing yourself, and how to demand respect without demanding control. In summary, when a man rejects you, but you hold your ground, you demonstrate the kind of strength that makes him respect you deeply. You show that you're not easily shaken, that you value yourself, and that you expect a relationship built on mutual respect and honesty. This balance of strength, patience, and self-love creates a powerful dynamic that can transform rejection from a painful setback into an opportunity for growth and deeper connection. It's not about forcing love or chasing someone who's unsure. It's about standing tall and letting your confidence and worth shine through, no matter what. When a man truly wants you, he will often test your limits, your patience, and your boundaries. But the way you respond to these tests will determine if he stays or if he walks away. The sixth key point is about embracing self-respect and maintaining your standards no matter what. This means that you must never lower your expectations or accept less than you deserve just to keep someone in your life. It's about knowing your value so well that you refuse to settle for anything that doesn't honor who you are. Too many people fall into the trap of compromising their self-worth when faced with uncertainty in a relationship. They tolerate behavior that hurts them. They make excuses for inconsistency, or they accept rejection as a personal failure. But when you understand that your value is non-negotiable, you create a boundary that even the most uncertain partner cannot cross without consequence. This boundary isn't about pushing him away. It's about protecting yourself from being diminished or disrespected. Self-respect is a powerful force because it commands respect from others. When a man sees that you have clear standards and won't budge on what you deserve, it challenges him to step up or step aside. This clarity forces him to make a decision. Does he want to be with a woman who knows her worth and won't accept less? Or does he want to walk away because he's not ready for that kind of commitment? Either way, your self-respect ensures that you don't end up in a relationship where you're undervalued or mistreated. Maintaining your standards also means not begging for attention, affection, or commitment. It means you live your life fully and confidently, whether he's all in or not. This confidence makes you more attractive and magnetic because it shows that you're whole on your own. You're not dependent on his approval or presence for your happiness. Instead, you choose to be with someone who genuinely wants you and treats you right. This approach shifts the power dynamic in your favor because you're not chasing, you're being pursued. It's important to remember that self-respect doesn't mean you're unloving or unforgiving. It means you set healthy limits on how you're treated and what you'll tolerate. You communicate openly about your needs and feelings, but you don't allow manipulation, disrespect, or inconsistency to slide. You hold yourself accountable for staying true to your worth, even when it's hard. This kind of strength builds not only your character, but also the foundation for a healthy relationship. When a man sees that you have this kind of self-respect, it often makes him realize how special you are. It's not about playing games or testing him. It's about living authentically and honoring yourself first. This authenticity is refreshing and compelling. It encourages him to match your energy and to be the partner you deserve. On the other hand, if he's not ready or willing to meet your standards, your self-respect will protect you from unnecessary pain and heartbreak by helping you walk away with dignity. Holding on to your self-respect also teaches you an important lesson about love. Love should never require you to lose yourself. You don't have to change your core values, lower your standards, or ignore your feelings to keep someone interested. True love is about two people coming together as whole individuals who respect and uplift each other. When you maintain your self-respect, you attract relationships that honor this truth and you repel those that don't. Lastly, embracing your self-respect leads to personal growth and empowerment. It's a process of learning to love yourself first, which naturally sets the tone for how others treat you. The more you respect yourself, the less you'll tolerate toxic behavior or emotional games. You become a person who inspires others by example, someone who knows what they want, isn't afraid to stand up for themselves, and creates relationships based on mutual respect and genuine care. In summary, the sixth key point is about never compromising your self-respect. It's about holding firm to your worth, setting clear boundaries, and expecting the respect and commitment you deserve. This strength not only protects your heart, but also creates a powerful presence that a man who truly wants you will recognize and honor. Self-respect is the ultimate foundation for a healthy, lasting relationship, and it begins with you standing tall, knowing that you deserve nothing less than the best.